Yenge yenge. Kembo na tata nzambi ya mazulu. Kimfumu kyakuisa. Nzambi mawesha, nzambi akubenesha, nzambi monene, nzambi ampungu tulenda Kongo yavi. Bayete nkosi, kembo hallelujah. Wikichila tata nzambi ampungu father, bawo di kolele. Yenge keno pemba kulunga. I'm going to play this as the intro I was talking about. I messed up. I forgot that you can't put, it's a thumbnail. You can't put this in front of the thing. So this will be my intro. Rise Yisrael. And then I'm going to get into my message. I don't own the rights to the music. It's not for religious spirits of any kind, but only for the edification of this channel and for I do not and to resell it. If you can't hear it on my thing, it'll play in the recording. So when you play it back, you should be able to hear it in the recording. All right, Campbell, natata nzambi, Bayete, Wakanda, Mvula, Luvubamu, Yala! All praises. You're going to notice that I had an issue with my eye. Don't know what caused it. It's weird, but they say it's just that blood vessel. Hopefully it will clear up soon. I know it's probably something connected to a gift from the ones that hate me. Today I'm going to explain to you more in depth as to what's really going on in this world. I'm going to erase the confusion for those that are confused. And then it's going to continue to bring hatred, because I know what Cain did. Because he knows who I am. Lucifer knows exactly who I am, and the whole agenda for him, he's gotten his revenge for his curse. Okay, this is what people don't understand. He's gotten revenge for his curse. using the others who also wanted their recompense. It was shared with me that there's going to be a recolonization of Africa and other places. There's a brother of mine, I was trying to remember the one they called vibranium in the movie. It has a real name, it's called iridium. It's one of those very powerful minerals, but it all goes back to two things. Well, actually three. The curse of Cain, the curse of Canaan, and the curse of Esau. Now, of course, Ishmael, he plays a role in the curse of Cain because he became a wild ass of himself, because he became like Cain. Many people are. I'm going to read the scripture, and then we'll get started and we'll get into it. Here. This is going to show you why many people are experiencing spiritual attacks and what was the end game for the NWO, the New World Order, and all the people that don't even know what happened. This is why they tricked so many people. And as for the people, which also come from Adamu ya Kongo, thou hast said that they are nothing, but like unto spittle, and has likened to the abundance of them unto the drop that falleth from a vessel. 2 Ezra 6:56, 11:11. Okay, this was a code. I had forgotten, I had remembered, I came across something about Cain, and they said that he died at 730 years old, which now makes clear the 3 and the 7 and the 7 and the 3. I was conceived in 73. Ironically, 17 years later, when I played sports, my jersey number was 37. Okay. You take the 73 conception and you take 37, it makes an 11. Okay. For those that do know, the reduces down to, 0 and all that. This is how the world is coded. Everything is coded. They just don't tell you that. It's all accounts. What people don't understand is that they are in a world that was all about Cain getting revenge for his curse. Okay. And the fact that his children got turned into demons after the flood. All right. I showed my wife this thing where people were freaking out about this creature that showed up. I said, oh yeah, the Cain's children are numerous and they're demonic. Okay. And they made more after the flood. Okay. I'm going to show you the whole purpose of why now they're letting the knowledge come out, especially for Kemet, knowing that Kemet was really black. But the whole concept of why they want to continue to push the racial objective. The race war was actually done on purpose. People don't understand this. There's a reason for that. They intentionally did these things because it's all about Cain. That spirit in Egypt was called Ptah. Okay. Now, of course, he go by a different name to the Canaanites, the Tannin. Okay. It's what they called him. But what people don't understand is what makes the people like spit is to go the way of Cain. To worship like Cain, to worship like his way, and to worship his gods. Okay. This is what Isaiah meant when he said, you're neither hot nor cold. I wish that you were hot nor cold. Because you are lukewarm, I spit you out. What that means is you're mixing the way of Cain with the way of Tata, okay? Which is what the name of the God of creation was really called, Yahweh, Yahweh became Zambe, Kulu, Kongo. People are going to tell you, that's why people are going to tell you, you worshiping a pagan God. Cain is always going to say that. However, he knows the name of Tata Kongo, he knows the name of Tata Nzambi. He is the false Messiah, and he was originally black. Okay? Why do I say this? Because the whole concept of why the darker races are suffering is because Cain doesn't like the image of the Most High. So he made them hate each other. Even in the days of Noka, after the flood, when you had Kama and Samu and Yapeta, the righteous lineage they knew was prophesied to come out of the lineage of Samu. Okay? Cain, because of what happened with the three brothers, Jubal and Jabal, who were against Lamecca and against Methuselah, and they were against Hanoka. They wanted to make sure that Lamecca paid the price for what happened to Tubal King, because he tricked him to kill Cain. Okay, Cain. When Cain got killed, he became the dog god, what you want to call Anubis. Okay, because of his dog Bingo and him, because he made people worship his dog, the dog star, Sirius. Okay, of course, he was a farmer, he was a wheat farmer, and his wheat became tares. Remember, they say in the scriptures, the curse of Cain, curse will be the ground of Cain. He will become thorns and thistles. He will till the ground, and he will work the ground with the sweat of his brow. Okay. Many Christians don't notice it because they are actually helping him sow his tares. Same with Islam, same with Judaism, same with all the religions that he created. You're helping sow tares. Okay. The whole reason why you see we'll go over the curse of Esau. Okay, this is why, and he became like Cain because he came out looking like Cain. That's why he's gonna sit there. He created all of these religions, including the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelites. He weaponized the black churches. He his spirit created a lot of the cities that were torn down. He erased the history of what was being worshipped before. He wanted the Europeans to be the ones that were like him, to be the dominant force on this earth. And that's why you're going to say now that everything was a setup to when we got to the end of the age of Esau and Yakubi is the beginning, was the understanding that as many people that were the children of Tatanzambi would go to the curse of, would go and suffer Cain's judgment for killing Abel. Okay, that's why the Anunnaki are lying to people, because they really come from this earth. That's why the fallen angels are going to keep lying to people. That's why when anybody comes to tell the truth, they're going to call you a liar, because the objective is to always interfere with Ezekiel or Ezekiel 37, because his name was never Ezekiel. Okay. So the whole concept is with him is to split Israel and keep them split. Okay. By always causing them to be hated by Tatanzambi the way he was. So he has many people that he has taught to be blended in like a chameleon in order for them to act like they're with you when they're against you. This is the whole point of creating spy agencies. That's what the CIA does. That's what MI6 does. That's what the KGB did. That's what all these other organizations have done. The whole purpose of the entire system that exists is so that at the end, Cain will be worshipped as the Messiah. Okay? People don't know that that has already happened for the last 1900 years. That's why it's not even the right time. Okay? But there will always be those who have knowledge, but they will use it to create division. And that's why, one of the things that when I came into this awakening and I was becoming more self-aware and understanding things and what was going on with my life and why people treated me the way that they did and I didn't understand it when I was younger, is because they knew who I was. The whole concept was they wanted me to mock me, to bow down to the ones that got in trouble for what happened because of the things that happened in the beginning. Can't go too much further than that, okay? So now I was obscured from my enemies because it was meant to be an embarrassment to the world to see what they rejected. And that's exactly what's going to be shown to them when the time comes, is that how they treated those who were meant to be their salvation are going to be connected to those who came before them. That's why I told people there's more than two witnesses, but the two witnesses are connected to the people because it's one spirit in the Pema Kaluna and the one development. Okay. The objective is to destroy the house of Yakuba, the house of Isaiah, the house of Dambe Mpungu. And they did so by making sure that it was inside out. Remember people talk about it was an inside job, okay? This is one of the reasons why, when a brother even asked me, he said, was Yosefi the reason why we got sent into Ingipity? No, it was more than that, okay? That was just the icing on the cake, as they want to say, because you are really the icing on the cake. The whole icing on the cake thing that they're talking about was the objective, starting with Lilith, starting with Cain, starting with all the people who got cursed from Tatanzambi and Lucifer and all those, was to make sure that the house of Yakuba remained in pieces. Okay? That's why everything in this world is a puzzle. People don't know everything is coded. You're not supposed to find the way, but you're supposed to think that you have it. Okay? They train the preachers like this is what when Paola was mentioning about the Lucifer and his ministers and his ministers, is that they are trained to never give you the whole puzzle, but to only give you the pieces. Not understanding that you need to actually put this together in order to find the right way, which is one of the reasons why I was going to be hated, because I was a great puzzle. I was great at doing puzzles. Many people are, and putting things together to make it make sense. When people keep saying make it make sense, okay, I'm gonna tell you what we don't understand. Everything is to distract you from the fact that they're ready for their Messiah that they call Cain. Okay, in every religion, the people who run the religions of this world, they always knew all along they were praying to Cain. They just don't tell you that. Okay, that's why you're off limits when you start to know this. And that's why the world will turn against you, because they're not going to let you interfere with that. This is the NWO agenda. Cain will be the god of this earth again. It doesn't matter what color you. That's why I said in Gibiti, Egypt. Okay, why are they bringing you back to Kemet? Because Kemet was the god of Egypt. I mean, Cain was the god of Egypt. He is Amun-Ra. Okay, because he is Lucifer. So now, the whole concept was of the secret societies is so that in the form of Nimrod, that's why people kept telling me, well, I'm tired of hearing about Nimrod. I said, you don't understand. Everybody's praying to Nimrod, including the people you think we're not supposed to be. This is what Kimbangu and Toko and all and Padi and Matswa and Kempavita and all the other people, Gangan Zambi, you know, Mama Shaka's mom, Nandi, okay? She was very much of spiritual power to know the British what the British were doing. When Shaka was shown the Jesus that they gave him, that was Cain on the cross. The white people don't know that because the Jewish people lied to them and to their own people. Okay? But Cain was black before he became white. That's one of the things people were never supposed to know. Okay? That's why Anubis is Cain. I told you. Or Thoth, or even Thoth, or whatever you want to call these Hermes or what all these people. They all are part of Cain. Okay? So like I said, why are you going through these rituals of graduation, of working your tail off to make your ends meet, you know, trying to get by? Because he's getting a kick out of the fact of the system that has been created to watch you look stupid. However, at the same time, making it look good. That's why you cannot convince people with the spells that's going on. Okay? He is a spirit, but he wants you to just think it's a race. No, he is a spirit that can go and be with anybody. That's why they were showing you in the movie Fallen, Azazel, who Lucifer touched to Cain, is a spirit. That's one of the reasons why whenever they code things to tell you what's going on, it's called a scapegoat. They're scapegoating people out here to tell you your God is Cain. In so many less words, Cain. Okay? I'm gonna read to you the scripture, Genesis. We know it's one Tete Wamosi. They call it Bereshit. Okay? But it's not, it was never called Bereshit. But this, of course, like I said, you know, people don't understand that the Hebrew Israelites were designed and they were weaponized to keep us worshiping Amun-Ra. They just don't know that. Many of them don't know that. So, 27. I'm going to be doing this CJB. Now, I'm not going to say Yitzhak because that's, once again, that's one of the ancestors of God. In Saka, they know Seka. That's why they have the word Seka, means to laugh in the Hebrew. And Saka comes from the Kongo word. And Seka, the Hebrew word for Seka comes from Saka. I'm gonna prove it to you. Right here. People say they want receipts and I can't prove anything. Kuseka. Seka. That is a Hebrew word that they speak in the Hebrew. Go to Strong's Concordance. Let's put it up. People say they want receipts, we're going to give them receipts. They want proof, we're going to give. See here. So then they're going to give you the name Trakak. Now I'm going to be slick with it. Watch this. They want to keep messing with people. They know it means to laugh. Because there's people, they have people with Hebrew names that have it. Let me do it like this since they want to be crazy. They know it means that. I hope it doesn't bring up that some things that we know. Okay, so here you go. His name is, they'll say the name is Slavic and derived from the Proto-Slavic element, meaning bright, shine, light, white. The name was Alexander Volskov and popularized by, now remember, these people are the what do you call them? The Khazars. Okay? They know what it means. All right, so in the course after Nsaka had grown old and his eyes dim, so that he couldn't be called, so he couldn't see, he called Esau, Essay. It said Esau, because the V, remember I told you the V is a U? Remember I told you that the W was an invented letter. It came from W because English used to be spelled with a U, and then it was the V. If you go back to Latin, ve was common among, Latin, and that's why they became doble V. We never said Yahweh, it was Yahweh, okay? So now, that's the whole concept. The W was created for the purpose of people that was part of their coding, all right? So now when you go to what it says here, we're going to go to Ecclesiastes. The word for Kohelet is the same as Nabi or preacher, or what they want to call it, Gangan Zombie, Pastere, okay? It says, in the first time after Yinsaka had grown old, and then he said, my son, he answered, here I am. So you always say, here I am. And I'm going to show you, when you call by the Most High, this is how you should answer him. Mono Keleawa. And there was another word that said Nico Hapa. I don't know how it keeps changing it, Mono ke demisa. Here I am. Mono ke demisi. Mono ke demisa. Here I am. This is exactly what Abana used to say. That's one of the reasons why when they created this defiance in our culture. Boy, didn't you hear me calling you? Girl, don't you hear me calling you? Yeah, I hear you calling me. Okay, why do they want you to act like that? Because they know that they have put that Jezebel spirit on our children through the defiance of our Father, because they know when your parents call you, here I am, you're supposed to respond right away. There's not supposed to be any hesitation. So now, when you look at the spirit of Cain and the spirit of Esau, because they know they are hated, they want you to be hated too. So they put the spirit of that defiance and being, that's why the Most High said, my people have become stiff-necked. What does stiff-necked really mean? A donkey, like Cain. Stiff-necked. That's part of the reason why Cain made the world think the temple had to be the place to go to worship when the body is the temple. But what spirit dwells there determines whether or not you worship the Most High or you don't. This is why it's a constant struggle for us to evict Cain. Because he's surrounded, he's everywhere. He's in the system. He is the matrix. That's why when you look at what's going on over in Africa, and people are talking about, and I'm empathizing with our people over in the Congo, but it goes back to what Kempa Vita, she did not lie. Okay, whoever attacks King Kongo or the Congo, he will attack them. But he's waiting for the time to really bring down the hammer as they mock the zombie apocalypse. What that really means. What that really means is it's not really a virus, as they want to call you. It is where the Kraken, as I call him, is going to be set loose in everybody's spirit, and they will devour one another. Because if you go, and I'm going to listen to him and show you, look, I am old now, and I don't know when I will die. This is again Genesis 27, 1:30, 1:30. Therefore, please take your hunting gear, your quiver of arrows, and your bow. You have heard Biden mention this name of his son. You have heard the company called Boeing. You have heard that Cupid shoots his bow. Okay? Everything is connected to the hunt. You are it's like when they put it in the movie, Menace to Society. When the brother, I can't remember his name, that played in the show Rock, he says, the hunt is on, and you're the prey. Okay? Who is the prey of Cain is the Banabetu. He is hunting Bantu people. Banabetu Isolili. That's the reason why he hunts you in your brain, he hunts you in your heart, he hunts you everywhere. You are the sheep he wants to devour. So he taught the world to do the same without them even knowing it, even his own. Okay? That's why he's poking and prodding the bear and the tiger. Okay? They're ready to eliminate the undesirables. Okay? Everything is coded, people. The problem is he don't care about the other races because they are him in spirit. So they're expendable. But they can't tell you that. Because of how they have learned our way in a more perverted version of it, they really believe they replaced us. And then we have ourselves out here thinking that we needed to replace ourselves. That's how slick he did this. Sweeney Todd is slick, boy, as they like to call him, the magician. He convinced the 12 tribes they needed salvation when they already had it. And then he convinced, because see, he's the God of Judaism. So he always going to make the people practicing Judaism think they need a physical building, when there was no physical building in the beginning. Adama was the whole concept of Lucifer is to make you think you need to go to a temple instead of be a temple. And if you be a temple, you're his temple. This is the concept. Okay? So the whole understanding is anyone who tells you to become a spiritual temple of the Messiah is the threat to the world, whether they know it or not. Mayamona, one who can see. Okay? That's why they want everybody out here. I watched a lot of the things that happen on that, these things that they're doing when they're coming out exposing people. You don't understand. This is what the Cain wants, especially among the descendants of Abana and Saka and Yakubi. You know, I saw the video where people talk about what happened with the person who died, and you know they threw the body out of the coffin. Do you understand that Cain loves this type of stuff? Because in his mind, you are embarrassing yourself in front of the Father always, but you have not been made to think that. You know, I'm not doing the thinker. No, that's one of their things. They all do the. See, the reason why you do the mockery of the thinker is because they don't want you to think. Just do. And the thinker is actually thinking about things all the time that have nothing to do with the creator. It's pointless. They're plotting and scheming things. What are we thinking up? Okay, how are we gonna keep our big daddy Cain? That's why when you look at the word for word that they said, oh, that word Cain means king. Yeah, because they called Cain a king. So then you heard the rapper who said, I'm Big Daddy Cain, he was paying homage to Cain, the king. Everything is about Cain. Y'all didn't see the words are there, but he made you go, shh, I don't see that. That's what it's about. That's why you become crippled. You need a cane. When you're like the Messiah and you walk in the spirit, you make people not need a cane, no longer crippled. He did that logic on people. He made people think that when you have sicknesses and illnesses, he made people be nice. Oh, give them this. Oh, give them that. Help them with this. Oh, you're so sorry you got sick. This is why I keep the time to tell people, if you're not worshiping the God of Cain, you don't get sick like that. He's going to show you how not to get sick. That's why the people up top, they laughing at the people on the bottom because they have the remedies that you don't have. They have the knowledge that you don't have. Now they're bringing it out. They don't care that they show you that you can heal yourself anymore. You already on the side of Cain. So bring out the knowledge because now our Messiah is coming. Okay? So now, and he's a sorcerer, and he's going to attack you. He's going to attack everybody. He's Lucifer. He's going to attack you. Okay? He said, get some cane, make it tasty the way I like it, and bring it to me and eat it. By the way, the Riddler is Cain. That's why he said, anybody a fried egg out here? That's why he invented the entertainment industry, to suck your brain power, to make you an idiot, to make you believe all the things you see on television, even the news, is real, to even make you believe that everything you see in the movie theater is connected. You get drawn into the shows. It's all done through his witchcraft. He is the spirit of Chucky and attached to Esau. Okay? Rebecca was listening to when Saka spoke to his son Eswe. So when Eswe went out to the country to hunt for game and bring it back, she said to her son Yakubi, Yaakov, remember I said it's Tammuz. Listen, Wikichila. Or Kuwidikila. Wikichila. I heard your father telling Eswe, your brother, Mpangi, bring me game and make it tasty so I can eat it. Then I will give you, this is what I'm going to tell you, this blessing right here is why you're eating defiled food. Okay, that's part of it. Okay. Then I will give you a belaka in the presence of Adam before my death. This is why they have you addicted to eating meat, by the way, so much of it. Now pay attention to me, my son, Mwana, and do what I tell you. Go to the flock and bring me back 2 choice kids. So these kids are goats. Okay. I will make it tasty for your father. This is the reason. I'm going to tell you why. This is why now they use the goat to curse you. The goat god and everything is all about this. Okay. That's why I told people, better be careful what you're eating nowadays, because the ground, Cain's spirit is mingled into the ground like Lucifer, and the goats are meant to be used as a mockery from this. That's one of the reasons why I don't know, from the beginning, I never really, I had a friend that was a goat, and they think that's why I didn't want to eat. But for some odd reason, goat and me didn't mix. It's the taste. Like I told people, I don't eat it. All right. Bring it to your father that I will give you a bilaka before. Now, this is the blessing. Yakubi answered Rebecca, his mother, look, Eswe is hairy, but I have smooth skin. Suppose my father touches me, he'll know I'm trying to trick him, and I'll bring a curse on myself and not a bilaka. But his mother said, let the curse. Now, here's the concept, and this is what people need to understand. In Saka, his eyes were blind, but this is why they don't tell the other story that they have made in, is that he was well aware when he saw Esau that he saw hell, he knew Esau was going to be a demon. Okay, that's why he was hopeful that the blessing would go to Yakubi. Okay. Next, Rebecca Eswe or older brother's son's best clothes. Now, his best clothes he had already destroyed Nimrod at this time, and they lied about it. And he had the clothes that was given to Adama. Okay, had with him and put them on and put in the skins of the goats in his hands. Now, this is why we say goat hair feels like what? And there you can have black people like this, because especially if you're mixed, or if you have that the curse of Cain on you, you will have hair like this. Some of the people have it, like a caveman. Okay, and then she gave the tasty food and went to his father and said, Father, replied, I am here. Here I am. Okay, talked about that. Here I am. Monokile awa. I've done what you asked. Go sit down and eat the game. Isaka said to him, how do you find it so quickly, my son? He said, Tatanzamia and Fuma made it happen that way. So, okay, so now this is the reason why Toko had to go and fix this curse, because he just told his father a lie. Okay? He used Tatanzambi for the lie. Okay? The problem is when you look at this part, this is kind of why he had to repent in order to become the kingdom that was created of Isolde. But you have to realize this is going to incense Iswe to always hate his brother. Okay? Now, when we go to the version that they do, I mean, that's why people say that they're going to say Joshua is trash, because Iswe knows he's the one that wants you to think that way. Okay? In the book of Joshua, it's going to go a little bit different. Okay? So now, so he gave him the blessing. So may Tatanzambi give you the dew from heaven. That's part of the reason why when we came out of, Brother Ron was talking about it, when we came from Ngipiti, there was dew on the ground, like he was even saying, how you going to have dew on the desert? It makes sense. Okay. From heaven, the richness of the earth, and grain and wine in abundance. May people serve you, and nations bow down to you. May you be in fumu over your kinsmen. Let your mother's descendants bow down to you. Cursed be anyone who curses you, and Bilaka be everyone who Bilakas you. Now, this is the reason why people are blessing Esau and not Jacob. But then the way they tricked you into blessing Jacob is you pray for everybody to be okay in the churches. But then what happens is, but in the church, Jacob is cursing himself because he's not even supposed to be there. Because Yakubi, Jacob, is supposed to be running the church. But now people don't understand is Esau stole it. That's why the God people were talking, when he's talking about what Rabbi Finkelstein was talking about, is we made you think that we were Jacob. And this is what he's telling the pastor. This is what we basically did. And then we told you guys, you are the lineage of Jacob. How could they be? They were the Greeks and the Romans. This is how stupid, this is how the Mosai said this is the deception. How could the Italians replace Jacob? How could the Greeks replace Jacob? You can't. They tricked these people, okay? How can anybody replace Jacob? Nobody can, okay? But as soon as Nsaka had finished giving his Bilaka Yakubi, had barely finished, here comes Eswe from his hunting. He too prepared a tasty meal. Let my father get up and eat from his. And Isaka said, who are you? And I said, I'm your son, firstborn, Eswe. Isaka began trembling uncontrollably. He said, then who was it that took game and brought it to me? I ate it all just before you came and gave my Bilaka to him. That's the truth, and the Bilaka must stand. When Eswe heard his father's words, he burst out loud, bitter sobbing. Tata, he would have said, father, because he would have been speaking in, I'm telling you, he was speaking in Kongo. He wasn't speaking no Yiddish, and he was not speaking in any Aramaic. It's a lie. Papa, Tata, okay? Papa, Tata. He knows these. This is where it comes from. Papa, Bilaka, me too, he said. He replied, your brother came deceitfully and took away your Bilaka. This is what it said. His name, Yakubi, he supplants, or this would say grab the heel, or what also call him Simba, really suits him because he supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and here now he's taking away my blessing. Then he asked, haven't you saved the blessing for me? Now see, what I'm going to show you, this is how he is tricking people, especially people like the Hebrew Israelites, especially people like the world. He knows that he and his brother are both Bantu at this time. They are both a Bantwe, really, like Nsaka was and like Abana was. This is why the whole concept of the history is to trick you into thinking, okay, that the Bantu people are not the 12 tribes. Okay? This is why they're going to go all out of their way to say, no, the Bantu people are not connected to the 12 tribes. Why? Because he knows that if Banabetu know who they are, he loses the whole connection that's going on here. Okay? Now watch this. Here, this is the blessing. Your home will be of the richness of the earth. Okay? So now that's why Esau, he controls the whole earth. And they're not telling, this is what, they're talking about. And the dew, and it says, and of the dew from above, your home will be of the richness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. You will live by your sword. Now remember, dew can be snow. Okay? You will live by your sword and you will serve your brother. But when you break loose, you will shake this yoke off your neck. How did he do that? He put the yoke on Jacob. Okay? He put the yoke on Jacob and now he doesn't have the yoke. That's why now, when you go back to what Isaiah, Jesus Christ said, I will make them who say they are Bayuda, Jews, but are not. They will come to bow down before you, right? This is how deceived Christians are. If they replace the house of Jacob, then the Jewish people should be bowing at your feet. Ha ha! Are they doing that? Because what did the blessing say? For he said, the nations will bow down to you. Isolele, Isaiele, Yakubi, not the other way around. So then what the world doesn't understand, because Esau is also Cain. Cain has made the righteous seed of Tatanzambi bow down to him. How did he do this? With that curse. So now this is why you mix Cain's way or Esau's religion, because Esau also worshiped the Egyptian gods, the Canaanite gods. The Edomites did. I mean, you go look at the Edomite religion, it's the same gods. Okay? They always worship Cain and not in Zambia and Pungu. Because, like I said, the Egyptian god Ptah is Cain, and Esau's children were worshiping that god too. But this God always, they're gonna always do what? War. Cain's curse was always about war. Same thing. That is why when the blacksmith god, Tubal Cain and Jabal, and when I showed you that they were the inventors, okay, their job was always thinking up ways to destroy the Most High's kingdom. Okay? So now, in the world that you live in, everything is designed to be an abomination to the Most High. What you think is not. Everything is designed. You go look at, and this is what I'm trying to tell people. Look at the wealth of the Muslims, the Saudi Arabia, the Dubai. That somebody was even saying, we don't want any more black people in Dubai. Okay, whatever. The problem is, okay, you're rejecting the people you say that are not the Jews, but then at the same time, you're also spitting on the people who are, because they are the darker skinned people, because you're being lied to by Cain. When Nasser said, we cannot accept you, you left black, you came back white. But at the same time, will the Muslims bow down to a darker skinned Jacob? Do you see this happening among the higher ranking Muslims, the Saudi prince and all these other people? I don't think so. They may meet and greet with Farrakhan and all these other things, okay? They may meet and greet with the other Muslims out here and they pray with them, but do you think that they will be lower than you? I don't think so. Will they see you that way? No, because the reality is they don't like the darker race just as much as anybody else does in secret. So yeah, you can come, yeah, with one brotherhood, one Islam, but there's still that skin connection. If you think I'm lying, go back into history and see how they treated the Bantu people. They're still doing it today. Okay? Everybody is meant to hate the God of Abana Sakra Yokubi, whether they know it or not. Because if you don't go the way of the Creator, you always go the way of Cain. That's why people are just killing each other and don't care and feel justified in it. Okay? So at this point in juncture, that's why I said that between Gog and Magog and between Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever you want to call it, people don't understand. The majority of the believers in Asia are Buddhists. Do they not fight against the Christians and the Muslims? Is there not war going on with this? You see now, Kim Jong-un said, I have the right to wipe out South Korea. You don't even know what this is really about. Ain't got nothing to do with it. They are ready to erase the bloodline. So now when you looked at the video when they said that, oh yeah, let me just show you the minerals of Africa once again. You have to understand that in order to make technological things like your computer and all the things that they have, okay, they know that you don't pay attention to what it's made out of. You just go and buy it. You don't know what goes into the cell phone. You don't know what goes into the TV. You don't know what goes into all these things. Okay? When we go to the mineral industry, okay, the materialism, you have diamonds, 73%. You have gold, 89%. You have uranium. How do you make nuclear weapons? Bauxite or aluminum, 9%. Steel, 2%. Aluminum, 5%. What do you drink your soda pop out of? Okay? Copper. They have the Jewish people use the copper plates. Copper is actually good for your body, you know. Platinum, 92% palladium. Why do you think when they say I'm gonna go platinum in my hip hop, where do you think that record came from? Coal. Now look at the countries that have the diamonds. Botswana, Congo, South Africa, Angola. This is part of the reason why, and I know the devil did this. He had many people thinking that that's the most reason why many of us came into this awakening was to get rich. I know in my case, that's a flat out lie. He tricked people with that one. I wasn't even raised like that. My father was always trained. He trained us, and it is people. That's why people used to think that he was crazy. He said, I teach you that a car goes from point A to point B. You don't need to have the most expensive car. You live within your means. Do you understand that the one thing that the devil did that he wasn't paying attention that was going on with the people that were working against his way was the people who was trying to sabotage those that they knew would expose many things, was to convince me to go the opposite of his way. That was done on purpose. People don't understand this. You know, I'm not going to bring family business out here, but it was one of the bigger things that was always an issue between those who were arguing with each other over things about money, wealth, who should have, who should not. My mother came from a wealthy family. He did not. My grandfather was involved with the political people. He ran they know him. They knew him. There were so many people that used to say, "Oh yeah, I know your grandfather." My grandfather knew celebrities. They used to stay at his house. Okay? So he understood this world better than most people. That's why he told me from the beginning, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yeah, it's who picks you. But see, that whole system is designed and rigged against the Father. This is what you don't understand. They got you thinking backwards. They have you thinking that the Creator is blessing materialism and the concept of wealth when it's the complete opposite. What he is for is obedience to the way he wants you to live as a person. In spirit and in truth. Be the temple, not go into a temple. Now look at this. Botswana, Kongo. Look at it. You want to see why they're out there destroying people over there? South Africa. Hello, 56%. You think they want to leave? I don't think so. Uranium, Namibia has 46%. How do you think you make the weapon? Why do you think China's doing over there? Why do you think China and America and Russia and all these other people are brokering deals? Bauxite for Ghana is 95%. Guinea and Ghana is 5%. Oh yeah, the year of return. Steel, South Africa, 54. Egypt, 32. Aluminum, South Africa, Mozambique, Egypt, and Djibouti over there. Copper, Namibia, South Africa, Kongo. All right. Platinum, South Africa. Coal, South Africa. You need cobalt to make electronic devices. Let me show you. Let me give you a hint why they got Silicon Valley over there. These people making billions. You need silicon dioxide, tin, tungsten, lead, copper, iron, aluminum, calcium, zinc. Okay? Many things are gold plated. Gold is one of those things that's needed. Okay? Where do you think they find this stuff at? They're not finding it digging in the mines around in the US and Europe. No. Okay. That's why it says how conflict minerals make it into our phones. Tin, tantalum, tungsten, gold. Like the brother talked about, iridium. Iridium is one of the ones that's a no-no for people to even know about. They really don't want you to know about that one because that's what makes them almost invincible when they fight their weapons. It's a very strong metal. That's why they're giving you the cheaper steel. When I look at the process of how they make steel, the process to make steel is actually contaminating you. Don't tell them that. Everything, I'm going to show you something. These are the things that make your body function right. I'm going to show you why they want you to be up in so much sugar, why they want you to be on so much. Watch this. 15 essential minerals for the body. Calcium. See, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm getting off of this one. Chloride, you can tell that's one of the ones that's rigged. People don't understand what chlorine does to you. Why do you think you use it to kill bacteria? It doesn't discern between good and bad, you know. Okay? You got vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. Vitamin D is the sun. Deficiencies. So look what happens here. Okay? Actually, let me do this. Let me do a better one. Let me do metals. This is why they want you, man. Why am I not spelling it? Essential metals. This is, of course, you're going to go by what science is going to tell you, but you know, they broke it down. That's why they said they got it down to a science. Yeah, I guess I'll accept the cookies. That's so they can track you. All right. When we look at the body, they're going to tell you, although it's continuing to discuss which elements should be classified as toxic, you know why it's up for discussion? You know the real reason why it's up for discussion is what Dr. CB was talking about. Beneficial or essential for living organisms, special for humans. Around the 20 known elements are defined essential to the process requirements. First, there are the organic and bulk elements, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. In addition, 7 macro minerals are essential, namely sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, chlorine, phosphorus, and sodium. I think the P's, I get that wrong. Hold on. The P is phosphorus, yeah. I think so, yeah. The way they name these things has always been a thing how they do this. All right, trace elements are defined: manganese, iron, copper, zinc, selenium, cobalt, and sorry. I gotta get this thing pulled up. 1 second. That's what happens. You don't use it, you lose it. That's kind of how that goes. Periodic table. remember what the P stands for, sorry. Yeah, manganese, I had it wrong. Sorry, manganese. All right, so no, it was right, phosphorus. Why did I say it was wrong? All right, so now MO, molybdenum. I never see that one. Molybdenum. All right, so the concept is, and this is what people don't understand. How many people study chemistry? How many people study biology? How many people really study these things when you're talking about knowing the body? Doctors got to know it. Nurses usually have to know it. But in the main sequence of things, you have to be a chemist to understand how these things affect your body. Most people are not chemists. And you're going to listen to people tell you certain things based upon their expertise. Okay? Now, there are things that this is why Tata gave us this concept of how we eat. Why the Holy Spirit will guide you in what you eat. Now, the essential concept is you are a living battery of electricity. Everything is about electricity. And I don't want to go too deep into this because I know when we go to the bodies, I'm going to show you how they get you. I took about, people don't even, I keep trying to tell people, I'm not stupid, you know. The body's electrical system, how does it function? The components of it. All right. You need, let's go to it real quick. I'm not going to go too deep into this. Give me one that shows me the whole thing. The brain is the start of it. This is the axon helix. The synapses, okay, the nucleus, the axon. This is the node of Ranvier, the myelin sheath, all these things, synapses, okay? You have a spine. This is why they keep talking about electrolytes and all this stuff. How does it affect you? This is the concept I keep trying to tell people right now. Energy can be impacted by what you expose your body to. When Tata created us, and he created Adama ya Kongo and Mama Eva, their body glowed. It was a glow because the energy was so pure, there were no impurities in it. That is the whole purpose of what happened with the apple, and they lied about this, made them impure. I even told my wife, I said, you go out here now, there's apple in everything. I had a doctor tell me the apple is more acidic than the orange. Do you understand that pH balance is important in your body to function? That's why people talk about alkaline. And I hear people keep talking about eat your green apples. Hey, now green apples are different than red, but there's fruits that you will be alkaline even more. Now, I heard the brother, he did a speech, he talked about how he had a heart attack when he was in his 20s. I've heard his story. Do you understand that in the environment where you have no money, you will buy the cheap things? So then you have to ask yourself this question. Why are they manufacturing cheap food for people who are broke? But then the good food goes to people who can afford it. That can fly in the fish from here and there, okay? Because it's all about the curse. It's all about these curses. And they're not telling you that. Because the concept is We cannot control you if your body is functioning right. People don't understand this. They cannot control Banabetu. They cannot control Tatanzambi's people if your body is functioning right. Because your energy, this is why the whole concept of obedience and disobedience is about energy. When you obey Tatanzambi and Pungutalem in spirit and truth, your body becomes energized. When you disobey the Most High in spirit and in truth, you become depleted. If your body is depleted, you'll get sick. Or you become cursed. The world operates on this reality up top. But down here, they're giving you this scientific garbage that says it's just abstract knowledge. Everything is abstract. They did that for a reason. Now, the Christians, they are convinced that they are connected to God who's powering them up. Really? If you were, then you would know you're being played. You would know things that other people would never know. You would have secrets revealed to you that you have not only no comprehension about. Let me read the Ecclesiastic. That's why in Ecclesiastic it says that when you get knowledge, it will make you actually grieve. Okay? But at the same time, okay, so we're going to say Pastore, Davidi, pointless says the Nabi, utterly meaningless, nothing matters. What does a person gain from all his labor and which is toil under the sun? Generations come, generations go, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises, the sun sets, then it speeds, because that rise and set is connected to Egypt, but whatever. Then it speeds to its place and rises there. Then it speeds to its place and rises there. That means it goes through a portal. Oh yeah, we spinning around it. Man, the wind blows south, then turns north. The wind blows all around and keeps turning to its rounds. The wind has its rounds, so that means it's a spirit. All the rivers flow to the sea, yet the sea is not full. This is why I try to tell people, you never run out of water. They created an intense, I'm like, oh my gosh, you believe these people? You see how the gold is? That gold in Africa never runs out. It's a lie. The diamonds never run out. These things don't run out. Everything is wearisome, more than one can express. The eye is not satisfied with seeing. The ear is not filled up with hearing. What has been is what will be. What has been done is what will be done, and there's nothing new under the sun. That's why they're lying to you about the technological world that exists, because it happened before. It's a lie. They had cell phone back in the day. Is there something which is said the seed is new? It existed already in the ages before us. Yes, Cain had electrical power. Oh, we just invented the... What? They lied to you. No one remembers the people of long ago, and those who come will not be remembered for those who come after them. How do you think, why do you think you need these secret society people to keep bringing up the past? Because you're not going to remember the people that the Most High don't like when it comes to what they did. The calling have been the king of Isola and Salam. I wisely applied to myself, seek out and investigate everything. See, I wisely applied myself to seek out and investigate everything done under heaven. What a bothersome task. Tata has given humanity to keep us occupied. See, when you're doing the work of the Most High, there's enough work to keep you occupied. Now you see why they made you a busy bee doing the opposite. They flipped that around. I have seen all these activities like they are done under the sun and pointless. What is crooked cannot be straightened. Who is not there can be counted. So let me explain this to you. Everything about the secret societies is Cain. Period. End of story. Goodbye. Everything about the world elites and everything that they're doing this for is Cain. End of story. Goodbye. That's why anybody who's telling you not to do the things that Cain taught the world to do is going to be considered bad, the enemy, wicked, and then convince the people who was helping the Most High the same. This is the concept of the division that they will always sabotage. Cain will sabotage everything that the Most High is trying to do to get rid of his world. Lucifer will run the sabotage. He will do everything to sabotage, including lie to people. Use people to go tell lies. There, say this, go tell him that, go tell him this, go say this, go say that. And it's a lie. And that's why when Tata goes and he says, how could you believe that? Lucifer tricked you. Did you test the spirit to see who was telling you what they were saying? That's why he sends the strong delusions. If you believe what Cain and Lucifer are telling you, you're going to stay stupid. That's how it works. You're going to stay ignorant, you're going to stay foolish, and you're going to be a robot, just doing what people tell you. The whole concept is no, you cannot mix the Most High's way with Cain. Never. But he has convinced you that you can. I told you, he has convinced the whole world you can take a donkey and a horse and still make a clean animal. Baloney, garbage. And Fumu Yusu is always the white horse. Cain is always the donkey. The mule is an abomination. Okay? Those who are teaching you to be a mule or a donkey are going to be away from the Most High. Those who are teaching you to be the white horse, they're going to go up. This is why I have tried to tell people over and over and over who are teaching the Most High's way, who are working together. Be careful of the people who want to be the mule and the donkey forever. That is what the house Negro mentality is. They're going to do everything to sabotage the fact that they don't want to leave Cain. And that's why they're making a mockery of Adamayu and Mama Eva all day long. The first king and the first queen of heaven, this is, they're mocking them. Look what you guys did. That's why they're mocking us. And you don't see it. They're laughing in your face. because they know you're taking the children to schools that are designed to build the cities of Cain. They know that you're going to concerts. Every time you go to a concert, even you say, oh, we go to Christian concerts, so you're still praising Cain. You're still raising Cain, actually. That's where it comes from. You're putting Cain up there. Oh, and these people that put these concerts together, they know you're going to every single function to worship Cain. They know that. But they got to make it look like, no, the Jesus Christ you think you're talking to is not the real one. Not even close. You cannot put Cain as the high priest. No way. That's why Tatanzami was getting mad at the Pharisee. He was getting mad at us when the people were going into the temple to sin. He's like, you're asking me to give you forgiveness while you think like how Cain does. No way. That is what Isaiah meant when he said you go the way of Cain. Watch. And see, the problem is whenever you're going to go the way of Cain, your knowledge will become from him. So it will be good and bad together, and you're going to call it good. And it's like, that's why they said, that's what they really mean, because the pastor will never tell you what it really means when they said, woe unto those who call good evil and evil good. The true meaning of that scripture, the true hidden secret behind it is when you get things from Cain and you call it good. No, you cannot do that. They know. So when you go to and we're going to go to the Kongo, 111. This is where your 3 degrees comes from, by the way. The 3 degrees of separation, you want to call it. We're going to go to the Kongo Bible. This is why they're going to tell people, if you worship the Most High in spirit and in truth, they're going to say you worship a pagan god. This is how the sorcerer operates. He's going to tell everybody the opposite. Like your Kobe. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is how you say it, really. Nkanda Yuda. That's Jude. So what he's going to say is, yeah, because especially when you're filled with the Jezebel spirit, or if you're filled with anything opposite, your focus is never going to be on what the Most High wants. It's always going to be on what Cain and that spirit wants. So if you're doing things wrong, the Most High's truth is going to always frustrate you. You don't want to have anything to do with it. You won't have the love in your heart for him. Engwe yakadi badiata mu nzila ya kaina mudiambu diansendo bakuki yakula kwa unzimbusa bilami bivala mu umbangusu akula. So when we go to the translation in the Jude, The men who ever slander what they do not know understand like irrational animals, they will be destroyed by the things they do instinctively. Correct. Woe to them, they have traveled the path of Cain, they have rushed headlong into the error of Balaam, they are perished in Korah's rebellion. That's why you have people, the name Korah, you see where it says, now you see where the name Kola comes from? Go back to the Kongo. When you're drinking Coca-Cola, that's the goddess Korah. See what we said? That's why where you get the word cola nut from. What was it? Cola. See? That's where the word Coca-Cola comes from. It's Korah. So when you're drinking Coke, that's why the acidity, why you say, oh, the Coca-Cola can destroy your body. Yeah, because what you're doing is you are worshiping this goddess who's affiliated with Cain. Let's find out. I don't want to give it to you. Oh man, that's because they worship this God. This is the word core comes from. It says here, the son of Esau is an individual appears in the biblical book, is the different verses of the Quran known for leading a rebellion against Moses. Some elder English translate as spell the name Kor, C-O-R-E, Korak or Kori. FYI, when I was born, I found out, like I said, my name was Corey. Okay. So now, that's why this spirit will always go against the Most High Spirit in rebellion. So the rabbinical priesthood that is claiming to be, that's why when Fuma Yusuf said, you teach the people to go against the law, statutes, and commandments. So then you are like Korah. You are like Kola. Now the kola nut is good to you. That's why you do the offering of the kola nut. Why? To suppress this spirit. Goodbye. Peace out. That's why the acidity and the balance in your body, the alkaline, creates pain, demons. They want you to become acidic, but you can also become too alkaline. Alky. See, because people don't understand, that's what alcohol does. It turns off your balance of your water, because alcohol, when you look at let me tell you about alcohols. When you look at the structure of alcohol, this is one of the reasons why they're gonna. This is the thing right here. The chemical formula. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hydrogens, 2 carbons, and 1 oxygen. Do you see the problem here? Water is 2H2O. The reason why you get drunk with alcohol is you are giving it way too many hydrogens than you need. This is why you're hit. What's spinning is the inner ear. This is what happened to when Noka got drunk and he wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. His water was out of balance. That's why when you go and you get inebriated, you will now start to speak the thing. That's why they said true serum can be alcohol. You want to know what people think? Get them drunk. Oh yeah, I love you. Oh, okay, they go falling all over themselves. They drive in. Oh, boom! You know the car, because they say, oh, how can the devil? No, he's gonna pretend like he's gonna put you in. Because see, the Jewish people have to pretend to be the priests, like they were in the priesthood. Oh yeah, you did something wrong. Bam, I'm gonna slap you with it. That's why it's all about condemnation too. The leniency part is for the do-gooders. The Christians who say, oh, you're supposed to show leniency. Okay? Okay. See, that's the whole concept. Alcohols, they can be good and they can be bad. Okay? That's why they always tell you to be too basic will leave you in a state of imbalance. To be too acidic, that's why it has to be just right. Okay? When they talk about the ideal pH for the body, 7.2 to 7.4, 9/11. Boom! I just gave you the secret to Revelation 9/11. You're going to the pit of Apollyon if you're what? Out of balance. You're going away from the pit of Apollyon when you are in balance. That's the kingdom too. 7.2 and 7.4, 9/11. That's the kingdom of the Most High right there. That is why they need your hormones to function to keep your body in perfect balance and perfect harmony. Excuse me. Because it's going to destroy your body. The Mwanda Velala, the Holy Spirit of the Most High, is meant to keep you in balance. The deception of Cain is to keep you out of balance. Okay? So as the world is out of balance, you're working with and why the confusion exists. So now they're going to say, oh, Cain is going to put the world back into balance. He's going to do it through lying signs and wonders. Oh, I can heal, I can do this. The false Messiah is going to show you these things. Nobody connected to Cain can put this world back in balance. It's a lie. It's illusion. Okay? And they will never agree to unite isolele. They will never agree to unite Banabetu, and they're always going to be taking you to to Egypt. That's why they're going to always attack people that's taking you out from Cain and come after anyone who is teaching the Most High's way to separate yourself from him. You will always, they train your family to attack the 12 tribes. You are always cursing yourself when you do the things like Cain. So then I become the enemy because I tell you the truth. Like Paul has said, do you now hate me A pagan means you act like Cain. A non-pagan means you act like Tata and Pungu. You go the way of the Most High. That's why they're going to call you, oh, that Nzambi God is a demon. Yeah, because Cain knows. He hates King Kongo. That's why people going to say, I don't know no King Kongo. Of course. It was designed like that. You are supposed to look like you serve the God of Abana and Saka Yokubi, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in principle. But in reality, hex to the no. That's why you have a lot of people out here being imposters. That is what Masindisi said. The false Messiah is Cain. And if the blind lead the blind to the pit, you don't see him. And Cain can be anybody. That's what the sorcerer don't want you to know. He can be anybody. Who do you think was running Kimbangu and Toko? Who was doing these things to them? That's why they were ready for the awakening. Oh yeah, we're gonna get some more sheep. Hey, let's go. Anybody who tells you to get away from the wolves in sheep clothing is the enemy of the Creator. Anybody who leads you to the wolves in sheep clothing, you are the friend of Cain, Lucifer. You're going to tell people to get away from the brood of vipers, you're the bad guy. You're going to tell people in coding to, oh yeah, we're going to help. We want to love the brood of vipers. You're the good guy. That's how it's designed. You just don't know it. The more you participate in what the brood of vipers have created, you're going to be loved by this world. When you tell people to get away from the brood of vipers, they're going to hate you. The whole world's going to hate you. You see? All right. Zola Quingy Sambalolo, let me play the song. Remember, I don't have the rights to it. It's not for me to benefit in any way. It's going to be the same song I played the other day. I'm going to play it better here so you can see it. But, you know, like I said, that's why they don't want the Congolese people to know who they are. That's why they don't want the Banabetu to know that the God of creation is King Kongo. Why? Poof. Oh, man. Then I was worshiping Cain. Yeah. And Fumu Yusukristu in Kuswa, Congo, the high priest of the Ndon Zambia, Tatanzambi, okay, is not Cain. Like what the Christians are playing to. So he did exist. But Cain gonna tell you he didn't. Okay? And get that. Sonini Somala is not the God of Cain. But don't think that people just say the name in Zombie-O or King Kongo or Tata Zombie is really not Cain masqueraded. They can do it too. The savior of humanity, the Tusadisa, is not Cain. But if Fumu Yusufu Komo de Chiluba Banabetu, I'm saying it loud. And he did not create no Christianity and no Islam and no Judaism for no. No, those are three frogs of Malak, the brother, the fallen brother. They put it in the movie The Fallen, in the Transformers, the betrayed by my brothers. That's Lucifer talking. Okay. Why did he want to destroy the sun? He wanted to destroy King Kongo. That's the representation of the Tanzania and Pungu. They put it in the movie. He wanted to destroy King Kongo, the Tanzania's planet. The sun represents the kingdom of his own Tanzania. That's why they made you now. You're going to worship the sun and the moon and not the one who created it. But give you a little hint. When they put the crown and they push the thorns through Uzziah's head, you want to know what eye they pierce? The left eye. What happened to the imposter Messiah, took his eye? So the payback for the piercing of Uzziah's eye. Hey, against King Kongo, Tanzania for the eye. That's when you get the eye for eye. That's why it said, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye, comes from the crucifixion. The cross my heart is the real cross. I tell you, they teach these to your children in songs, and they, ha, 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 you got the wrong cross, buddy. And they pierce him. That's why they did the mockery, and when the dude shot him with the crossbow, and it shot the Caesar in his side, they pierced him. They put the needle in his eye. The crown went through his eye. Yeah, don't think that this isn't symbolism going back to the sun god. That was Cain's payback on him when they did that stuff. And now he got his payback because he says, now I put myself on the cross. Ha ha! And it's the wrong cross. It's the Tammuz cross, the Cain cross. You don't even know. They have done everything to make you worship Cain. And that's what the house Negro mentality is. They're going to stay with Cain and not go back to the Most High. And they're going to love Cain and love everything about Cain and don't care about what you're telling them. They are conditioned for that. And they're always going to sabotage anybody to take you away from Cain. But now comes the tares and the harvest and the wheat. The Most High said, okay, those who want to worship Cain, go with Cain. Those who want to be with me, let's go. And Cain is in different forms. Quatulendo cannot be Cain. How does he command the army of King Kongo as Cain? No way. The army of Zulu is commanded by opposite of Cain. End of story. Bayeti Nkosi.